Okay, I can admit I've cut out more than I initially thought I was going to. By a lot. Chewie! Look how low we're getting. We're getting there. There's still room for more though. We can get lower, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna try pulling that axle back over that way and see how we look when it's more squared up. And go from there. I'm not afraid to cut the wheel wells out of the way though and just get rid of them. Build something myself and make it work. Basically, remove all the excess, build back better, I think is how it goes. I've had some people ask me why I would take a perfectly good running car and tear it all apart to do this when it was fine the way it was. It wasn't fine for me. I didn't like it. I needed it to change. So reworking my stuff is nothing new to me. It doesn't upset me. I take it as an opportunity to learn how to do things again. And this is a great opportunity to figure out how to do all this with the body on the car. That's what I'm telling myself at least, and that's what we're gonna go with because it ain't gonna change nothing. I mean, I've cut it all apart now. We have to put it back together. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's just start with putting that ratchet strap back on, squaring that axle up as best as we can, and figure out if it's for sure the wheel wells that are hanging us up here. It seems as if the wheel wells are definitely in the way. I can't see anything else that would be causing any kind of issue for fitment. I think it's time to get rid of them. If this is wrong, well, so be it. I'll figure it out after it's too late. I don't know, people. It's not going down lower, and it should go down lower. That's all there is to it, and for the best as I can tell, the wheel wells are holding it up, so they gotta go. If you're sitting here thinking to yourself, this is a terrible idea, Simon, don't do that. There's way better ways to do this. That would have been good information to know before I started doing this. But we're full on committed now, so we're gonna stick it out, like I keep telling you. What was the problem? The problem was the tires are hitting the inner wheel wells. Solution? Remove the inner wheel wells. The problem after that is the problem after that. We'll deal with it then. While I'm not educated and smart enough of a builder to teach you how to do things correctly, I can teach you the mistakes I make so you don't make them too. So always make sure you're in a super uncomfortable position in a spot you can't really see when you're using power tools that throw a lot of sparks. And always make sure you just barely nick into your outer body panel, because that's always a good idea. Whatever, we got her done. That one's already fallen out. Let's get these things out of here. There's the passenger side. See where all the tire rub was? That was an issue. My God, this sound deadener body, I don't know what this is, but it's freaking everywhere, and it sucks. Get out of there. Well, what the heck? Why are you being so, there we go. Yes, perfect. Bingo bango, they're out. Now what do we do? Well, here's the tire rub you can see we were already experiencing. Part of the problem is, again, it's me, and I'm aware of that, but part of the problem is this axle's probably about 3 inches too wide. A lot of people use these 8/8s, but they usually use them out of, I think, a Mustang or an old Maverick even. I wasn't able to find one of those in the budget restraints that I was putting on myself. So this is out of an Explorer. It's a little wider. Maybe one day in the future, if it really bothers me, I'll change it, but for now we're gonna run with it. It just means the rear track's a little wider than the front. It's whatever. As long as the car goes straight and up and down, that's all I'm after at this point. So yeah, I think we'll just stuff the wheels back up in there and then we can see what everything's doing. So I'll do that quick. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I got the wheels back on. It definitely looks like we are not gonna have a fitment issue up in there with the wheel wells anymore because, I mean, there is daylight. It's gonna work, it's gonna work. So let's drop her down and see how we sit now. Whoa, that was aggressive. Hate this jack. Oh, we are definitely lower, but we're bottomed out again. Why are we bottomed out? And it got right down to the bottom of that whole rear end. Seems like it shifted over. Why? What is stopping us now? I mean, we're definitely sitting down there now. This thing's gonna be cool. But I think, ooh, SimonSaysGarage. You can follow me on all the platforms. Let's take a look-see under this cover. For the record, the cover wasn't to protect anything on the floor here. The cover was to protect my knees and my shins, because it hurts kneeling on all this stuff. I mean, we are right here. I can't even get my finger through there anymore, so we're definitely tighter. But I'm wondering, because nothing else is hitting anywhere, if we haven't gotten to a point where we're bottoming that drive shaft out. Let me grab the light. It's hard to see, but I believe that is exactly what's going on here. So clearly we're gonna have to make an adjustment on that. So how about, before we wreck the transmission, because we don't want to be doing that, we drop the drive shaft out of it, because that's gonna have to be remade anyways. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's do that. That was way more work than it should have been. I probably should have had the camera rolling, but we got the 4 bolts loose for the drive shaft. I don't recall putting Loctite on those bolts. Not something I would typically do, I don't think, unless I thought I had to for some reason. Either way, it's out now. We just got a ratchet strap up to the side. Hopefully it's out of the way. Mainly because I'm afraid if I pull it out of the back of the transmission, we're gonna lose a lot of fluid back there, and I just ain't willing to deal with that right now. So that's what I did. So now I think we lower it again and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. I will admit, this has been a little more trial and error to get to this point than I was anticipating. But it's okay. It's all part of the process. Trust the process, Simon. Just hope you're doing the right process. Let's do this again. Trial number 637. All right, now what's gonna be in the way? She low, she real low. See, we're not touching with the link bars yet. We still got space there, but we are definitely touching with the center of the differential. So we're probably gonna have to cut that out if we need or want it to go lower yet. I'm gonna throw that airbag up in here again and see how we're looking for height on that. And that'll definitely help determine whether we should try and cut some more out to make it go lower. Low, low. Boy, I hope this fuel tank still fits. It'll be fine. All right, let's see here. Let me take the bolt out of the bottom so we make sure she's sitting on the mount. So that is essentially where the mount's gonna end up. So how much more can we go? We can get another 3/4 of an inch yet. That's actually quite a bit. 3/4 of an inch. That's like almost an inch. It's gonna be awesome. I'm sitting here like, why is this thing binding up so much? Why is there so much pressure on it? When it binds, it pinches the disc and it shatters on you and grabs, and it's not good. And then I realized, Simon, you're still an idiot. You don't know what you're doing. And that is true, because the body and frame were all down, resting on top of the differential, and then I'm in here too, adding extra weight to it. So it made it have even more pressure on it. So when I'm cutting this is trying to like lift up out of here and just binding and catching. It did it to 1, 2, it did it on all 3 of them. So I just now realized that, so we jacked it up. Probably wasn't gonna bind anymore anyways, but if it was, at least now we're safe. Yeah. Idiot. I went full on chop suey, let's get this thing out of here mode. We'll figure out how we fix it at another part of the project. For right now, it's in the way. Let's get it out of the way. Problem solved. See, now it's nothing in the way. Nothing at all is in the way. Now I can't hold my drive shaft up anymore either. That may have to, we might have to figure that part out. That's no big deal though. Alright. Okay, I can admit I've cut out more than I initially thought I was going to. By a lot. It's for the greater good of the project, and we keep pushing forward. We're this far committed. We're not stopping now until we get exactly what we want within our abilities. There should be 0 restrictions from us dropping this thing as low as we want now. So let's find out. All right, going down. Attempt number 962. We can't get any lower. It's gonna be damn near on the ground. Not quite, but damn near. The reason it won't be all the way on the ground is, well, again, it's my fault because I screwed up. Like always. But I've learned so much with this car. I can't wait to do another one. I didn't place my C-notch in the right location exactly. So when it comes down, she hits the front. But that being said, I don't think it matters. I think I'm as maxed out as I'm gonna get anyways. So what we're dealing with, oh, this thing's really low now. That is all the way maxed out. It will not go farther than, I mean, it might compress a tiny bit, but not much. And we're a good heavy 3/4 inch compressed. I mean, we can't, it's not gonna go down that far. If I feel like it is, you know, we can always put a bump stop in there, but I don't think it's ever gonna get that far. You know what we do? We build it. We frickin' build it. One thing you should always make sure you remember to do, and that's weld with your airbags still in the car. No, don't do that. Be better than me. The other thing you want to do is make sure you remember that your stinger, your welder, your whatever the hell this thing's called, it must have a kink in it somewhere, because she doesn't want to give me gas every time. Like, I'll be welding, attack, looks good, go weld the next one. There's no gas. I don't know why. I don't know I don't know why. I think this has got a kink in it, and it rotates a certain direction, it kinks over, no more gas. Bad weld for Simon. More bad than usual, you know. I don't know, I got her tacked in pretty solidly here, so I think we drop her down, see what kind of binding slash fitment issues we're gonna have, because we're probably gonna have them. Oh, another thing I just realized I forgot to do in my excitement to get this all welded in here yet tonight. I never made sure that axle was squared up and in the center. So hopefully it's close enough. I mean, you can always have a little give with the airbags. I'm absolutely gonna check it and make sure. If it's way off, it's only 4 tacks on those plates and I'll adjust. It really comes into play when I go to do my pan hard bar. That has to be dead nut center to make sure that's successful. But let's see how we're doing with what we got so far. Let's see what's gonna hang up on us, what's gonna bind on us. Any money on anything? No? Just go for it? Okay, I will. Completely bottomed out. Completely. Though it looks like we're touching it there, I can stick the light up underneath here. Maybe it'll show up. You can see light coming through there. So I think we're actually not touching. We'll see how I feel about it. I guess if I'm super concerned about it, you know, maybe I can put a spacer plate underneath the airbag, like some of this metal, 3/16 thick, put it under the airbag. That'll raise it up just that little bit of cushion for me if I'm super worried about it. At this point, I'm not. How do we look at the profile for the wheels? I mean, she is tucked in bed. Look at that thing. It's way up in there. And if you didn't know, I didn't tell many people this. I don't know why, just maybe I was embarrassed by the quality of work. I have actually cut 4 inches out of this already. So it would usually come like along there and down. The reason I did that is I was scared I was gonna get a flat tire and not be able to get my wheels off on the side of the road. Did not want that to be a thing. Nope, not at all. So I got out here with the grinder one night and went, meh. We just cut them right out of there. So I had an idea of maybe just kind of radiusing this whole thing. So when it was on the ground, it just barely covered the top. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do because it looks like it's gonna be no fun to get that wheel out of there again. I know what it does look like though. A problem for another day. I think we just put the car on the ground and see how we look all the way around. If it's not on the ground, I'm not gonna know for sure if I'm happy with it, am I? No. No, I'm not. Let's put it on the ground. So I wasn't gonna bother recording myself, you know, putting the car on the ground until literally the first wheel I take off the dolly, I screw up. This is new. This is definitely a new problem. We got the jack stuck and we wrecked the fender. So that's cool. All right, so that's the ticket. Not there, there, jacket there. Yeah. She is definitely a lot lower than she was. Holy cow. Wowzers. I honestly think my hitch is dug into the ground here. Oh no, we're as low as we're gonna get. I'll have to go through and check everything. Look at that. She is low. I like it. I mean, I don't know that I can get it any lower to the ground. It's still clearly, I mean, we're still off the ground there a little bit, but that's okay. I don't think that's too shabby. I don't think that's too shabby at all. Now, I was curious as to what I would do in the front. I've thought about using 2-inch drop spindles in the front here and bringing that down some more too. But now, because the way my brain works, bringing that down 2 inches, is it a true 2 inches? I'm gonna have to figure it out. Because I don't want to get this down so far that we have the exact same thing we had going on before, just at a lower elevation. Because that would be embarrassing. Or do we keep the front the way it is and just let it ride at this point? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. I can put 2-inch drop spindles in the front. That's gonna lower that front down 2 more inches, or let her ride just the way she is. Obviously she's completely aired out right now. So it would be cool to see it down 2 inches more, but I'm nervous that it's gonna drop down so far that we're gonna have that reverse rake thing going on, and I don't want that. So you guys let me know what you think I should do, because I'm at a loss. Either way, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. I don't want to weld any more on that until I get this thing sorted out. I'm thinking it's kinked right in here. Seems like if I rotate this around occasionally, I get a better weld. So I think I'm gonna see if I can't just get a new one. That's probably the original from when the welder was new, so it's been on there a minute. But holy cow, that is dragging ass. I love it. I freaking love it. As always, be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment like everybody else says in their YouTube videos. And if you haven't already, go hit that subscribe button and see what other things I'm fixing that I screwed up of my own. Thanks for watching.